Welcome, guys. I know we are technically a week late, and it's been 2 weeks since our last this live discussions and review. But we are finally back with the whole crew for chapters 308 and 309 of My Hero Academia. Then let's start now.
You can't have my song, it's mine.
Welcome, guys. We are live stream. You guys should hear us right now, and we are all good. And I didn't make any mistakes because I'm hosting, but still, let's do this.
What's up, y'all? Oh man, I hope that you can hear us.
You guys can most likely hear us. I can.
Okay, good.
I know, like Vash is usually the one that always hosts, but he's on vacation. But he is still able to join us in review. As you can see, he is dressed as a full-on dad right now for vacation.
Yeah, look at Miguel, the dad of dads right now. My goodness gracious.
No kids yet though.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But no, thank y'all so much for being here. I'm feeling much better this week. Last week I had got my second dose of the vaccine, and it was, while I'm glad to have it.
I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to that.
But no, I'm back and feeling good. So.
And that's most important. People need to understand that healthy comes first. Mental and physical health comes first. That's why we took a break last week.
Oh, I mean, if I don't feel good, I don't feel good. And y'all always first know that. I ain't gonna do nothing if I don't feel good. So, but I got my vaccine and it's all good, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, guys.
But I guess we should start. Yeah, we got to talk about 308 and 309.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Both chapter back to back. It was really
I just want to
good.
say that I was right about last week that he didn't really get one shot. He got like a double.
No, he got
He
one
one
shot.
shot.
He got one
309 confirmed that one shot. Done.
Listen to him. He already coming here lying. Shut up. He got one shot. Literally.
Yeah, I mean, one punch.
One thing is, what do you consider the whole whip through the throw in the air and then punch?
No.
That's like a combo shot. That's like a combo.
No, that was him removing him from the situation to get him away from the people, and then he took his ass out.
That's like a combo shot.
No, it's not.
It was
a combo is one and then after the other simultaneously. That was, I'm gonna throw you. We had a conversation. Then he hit him one time. Shut up.
And like at least Deku was like trying to reason with him, like, why are you fighting? Why are we fighting?
Deku's trying to learn, he's trying to learn his motivations, and he gave him a chance to stop. He was like, look, why are you doing this? I want you to stop doing this. And he's like, he didn't care about people at all. So he's like, all right, well, I actually have to take you out. And he did.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
And like we already know, like Muscular is already crazy. He's lost one eye, replacing that with a whole rock in his eye. Like, bro,
that was sick.
That was sick.
My dude put some hand sanitizer and that shit, some alcohol.
He don't care.
He don't care about COVID. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't care.
But I mean, we cannot deny that it was. I'm glad that they showed Muscular strength, because it's like, you had to remember, Muscular's strong as hell.
Yeah.
When he flipped half that building, half of it, I was like, okay. I do want to say, give a quick shout out to our boy Anarchy. Anarchy basically hit the nail on the head with the smoke quirk. Like, nailed it.
Smoke screen, yeah.
This boy smart as hell. So shout out to Anarchy.
So I was watching that, right? And when I read that chapter, I was like Deku has smoke abilities, and then I completely erased it out of my mind. I'm like, he doesn't have a fucking smoke quirk. Like, that's not what it is. And then I hear Anarchy talk about it. I'm like,
wait a minute. Exactly. He made it make sense.
Yeah, and then we get the confirmation. I'm like, this is great. And then we actually get to see that user talking to Deku as he's using it, as he's flying around, giving him reassurance. Absolutely love that. I love that he's able to communicate with the vestiges without being in that other realm. He can just communicate with them as he fights. So he's being trained as he fights. I love it.
I mean, and not only that, it gives Deku a hell of an advantage, because like now he has somebody who can also like help him analyze situations and use the quirk to the best of ability, which is wild. Like, man,
how Deku using that smoke too to disguise himself. Like, I mean, I know the mask is extra, but this smoke is really the real disguise. But I can't really hide my voice. Literally, like, here's the rescue. It's like, sorry, I can't handle anything. I gotta handle like the guy in front of me. like a real pro hero. But the thing is, usually the pro hero would smile at the crowd or smile at the folks so that they are assured and we like know that they're safe. Because that's what they were kind of taught in UA. Yeah,
that's,
like
exactly.
Exactly.
That's over,
now
bro.
it's over. It's a new age of, I guess, vigilantism, isn't it? Because he said it's not hero.
He's not a vigilante because he
not.
has been trained and has a license to be a hero.
Okay.
And also, he, as we saw in chapter 309, he's technically working with Hawks, Endeavor, and Best Genius, and working with All Might as heroes. If he was a vigilante, he wouldn't be able to work with them.
Like him leaving UA does not revoke his hero license.
No, it doesn't.
Nope.
Like
no,
he's not a vigilante.
Man, I feel like there's war rules. Like we have to think about that. Like they keep showing us all these other students that are out here working for a reason. They're not at school either, but they're out here helping and saving people.
Exactly. They're not vigilantes.
Exactly.
They have their hero licenses.
They have their licenses.
Doing the work.
Oh my god. But anyway, I just the fact that that one panel that we've all seen that's colored is when they show Deku with all like the utilities showing each of his abilities thus far. I thought was cool as hell. Like that was a really good visual representation. Yeah, of like what he can do, and I'm like, that's amazing.
Float is jetpack. The rope is black whip. The smoke is smoke screen.
The radio was danger sense.
Which I'm mad of how Aniki explained it to us, and like me and Sam has read One Piece, and I've read the manga panels. When our boy Smoker has used quirk as when he used the devil fruit, and like that kanji and everything was similar, and like I'm mad that I didn't put two and two. But once he explained it to us, like, oh shit, that's literally a smoke quirk. It just was called smoke screen and everything. Like that's amazing. Like that's beautiful. How like we spoke about, like he needs something like to use as like a defense quirk, but smoke screen is a great way to use that, and it's beautiful how he doesn't tell people like when he brought Muscular Man and everything, he literally just dropped him and left. And like they don't know who he was and everything because he had his whole mask on, but also because he used smoke screen and everything. Like that's freaking amazing detail.
It's amazing. I love it.
It is great that to confirm like we don't have like a whole it's not like a whole unyielding power of master and stuff like that. It's not like a whole big one shot kind of showboating quirk. But we are a tool. We are quirks that you can use as tools that you can plan together and think of a solution that works so well. It's your arsenal. And I thought that was really good. That was really cool, and it fits so well with Deku as himself as a person, because he's always think these things. He always finds the weaknesses. He studies everything, and like throughout this entire fight with Muscular, like, let me think back that fight. Okay, he could use this, and this, but there was a fatal weakness right now at this moment. His muscles are not like they weren't like bind together properly, and that opened up weaknesses for him. And that gave Deku like the opportunity, like, all right, you didn't want to surrender. I know how to take you down. I'm taking you down. Boom.
But I love the way he asked him in chapter 308, like ask him like, what's your motivation? Like, what is your reasoning to do this? Like, what's your reasoning to cause havoc? And I love that he understands. All right, cool. You don't really have a reasoning no more. All right, cool. Then he just asking, like, cool, then I'm gonna just take you down. And so I love how he at least wants to understand the villain, like their mindset, their concept, even though he doesn't agree with them or happy with their response. Be like, cool, I'm gonna still have to take you down, but at least know why you're just doing this because it's fun for you. All right, cool, I'm gonna still take you down. So I love that he understands, and now it shows that type of foreshadowingness that when he go fights for that rematch with Shiggy, he's gonna probably ask him as well. It depends who responds to the Shiggy, or is it our boy or for one that will be answering him. So I'm very happy with that foreshadowing is that he wants to know the reasoning why you trying to take over the world.
Well, see, I'm also curious if that's not the case. It might even just be in his demeanor, if he knows when they meet up finally again. Like, is it worth having the conversation? Like, will he give him the opportunity to have that conversation? Like,
I feel like Deku will, because like I think since he fought with Gento, he sympathized with Gento, the criminal, and maybe there's another option where I don't have to like beat you up and like take you to jail, Tartarus in prison. Maybe there's a way I can talk to you. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe I can connect and feels like some sympathy with you or empathy with you, and we could have found a better solution for that. Like same way with how Superman would do for a criminal or something like that sometimes, and not to beat you up right away. There's no helping you, send you to prison kind of thing.
No, Superman would, just fight them and do his job. Like Superman doesn't need to, but Deku's different. He's still learning. Like Superman, in his point, he's already like figured that out. Like he knows who he can talk to and who he can't. Deku doesn't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was the point that I was gonna bring up, right? Like Superman has had that experience. Deku, like you said, Ray, is still learning, but I like the fact that he is trying to give them a chance to explain their motivations, like give them a chance to turn themselves over willingly, and when they don't want to, then he decides to take them out. For me, that is the mark. Yeah, that is the mark of a true hero in my eyes. Like not to go off on a tangent, but that's what I'm loving about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier right now. Like,
yes.
Sam went to go talk to Carly, even after everything that she's done. He tried to talk to her first, to try to understand her. He went to talk to John Walker first, even though he did something. He went to try to talk to him first, and then when that doesn't work, he has to take him out. That is the mark of a good hero, and Deku is definitely on the right track right now.
Yeah, because he understands that these are people, and everybody has different experiences that put them in different places, and that's what he's learning. He's trying to figure out what led you to where you are right now, and do you actually want to be doing this, or are you doing this because you're hurting? That's what he's trying to find out. And when Muscular's like, bro, I'm just out here being an asshole, he's like, okay, well, I know what I gotta do for you. You will only listen to violence.
And he said, I'm gonna beat your ass with violence. I'm gonna take you with this combo shot, and just
one shot.
I'm gonna need you to stop using your wrong opinions to talk here, okay? All right, Dad, listen. We all saw it was one shot.
Remember, you already used up your one right for the quarter of the year already.
For the next 6 months, you will write one time.
It's every quarter, not
and you
every
wasted it on Muscular, so it's okay. Like it's fine. It's fine. So I know that you want to make sure you have that dub, but no, it's not gonna happen. But I feel like this was a really great showing of who Deku is and that he knows the seriousness and the severity of what's happening. Like he knew, and so now he's out here doing the hero work, and he takes it so seriously, and I love that. I'm like, I was telling folks, I'm like, Deku is just completely on a different level right now. Like this kid is doing, and it's like, and I gotta stop calling him a kid because Deku he's a hero.
Man now. He's a man.
I wouldn't. No. I'm not gonna call him that. Like Deku's a hero. No, that's what it is. It doesn't matter that he's a kid. He's out here helping people. That's what matters.
He's 16, but he's a hero. That's what he's doing his best at. He's not full grown adult, but he's a kid that knows what to do for action. And I would consider him I'm gonna call him full-fledged hero.
Deku's out here being a hero. It doesn't matter that he's a kid. Anybody can be a hero in the right circumstances. So it doesn't matter if they're a kid, adult. It's just like Deku's out here doing the work. That's what matters to me. You know what I'm saying? And I love how much time and effort he's put into taking and learning to control these different quirks, all at almost the same time. That's amazing. He's learning how to use them in quick succession, which is goodness gracious. I love it.
The only two we don't know right now, just to confirm, is the second and third, right?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, still waiting on those.
Yeah, because we know the first one is a super strength and everything, and then from there it just carries all the other powers. And the most previous is Flow, Black Whip, and Float.
Yeah. So that's confirmed at the moment right now.
Man.
But after that one shot.
And plus Danger Sense.
Yeah, Danger Sense. Well, Danger Sense we find out is the fourth one. We just need to.
By the way, and the art in this chapter was so goddamn
good.
In 308,
both in my opinion. They were
same, but like in 308, it was like, golly, they were so good.
You gave like the same kind of like movement artwork of Spider-Man when he was using Black Whip. You also have some of these panels that actually have the lightning bolt in between, so you could tell like
we've seen
the movement.
So he's using full cowling at the same time.
My theory, I guess, is like we're seeing how much resemblance Batman and Spider-Man we see right now with current Deku. I wonder if we're gonna see a resemblance of Batman saving Catwoman, aka Spider-Man saving like Gwen Mary Jane with Spider-Man, with Deku and plus Brotaku. So I'm curious to know if we're gonna see that down the road.
We've seen that artwork, so it's gonna happen.
Like, we've seen the artwork piece. I wonder if we're gonna see it throughout this arc, where Deku runs into Ochako and he has a saber in some type of form. Like,
but what if it's not Ochako and it's Toga?
Ooh, like Catwoman type of shit, like Black Cat.
I was gonna say I hope it's someone else other than Ochako, because I want her to be her own hero that doesn't need to be saved in any capacity, right? So I would prefer if it's Toga, if it's someone else. I don't want it to be Ochako.
Toga would be dope because Toga would play the type of resemblance with Catwoman and Black Cat.
What if Toga's out there acting as a hero as Ochako?
Yes, please. I think that would be interesting.
After their confrontation and she saw what's happening and she chooses to help and she's like, the hero that I see right now respect is Ochako. And whoa.
That would be pretty interesting.
That would be interesting.
That'd be wild. That'd be wild.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, we still need that conversation between Toga and Deku.
We do. We do. I really want them to have that conversation so bad. Like, yeah. I want that so bad. But I don't know. I'm really curious to see what Toga is doing all this. Like, I just, I used to not care about Toga, but I'm like she's now such a wild card and such an interesting character that I'm like, what are you doing? And where are you and why are you doing it? So I gotta know. But I feel like the one panel that I want to talk about because it was my favorite. Page 12, panel 3, where he lands in the water and you get the close up of his one eye in the mask. It was like when All Might landed in front of that Nomu.
So All Might. Oh,
yes.
It's so good.
That was my favorite. I was like, I need that, like, without the speech bubbles. I need that panel as something I can put and colored and put on my wall because it is so good. It's so good. God, man, that was good. I had to call attention to that because I loved it. It was like, that's our boy. that's Deku. So good. But no, this was like 308 was a fantastic chapter. Like that chapter made me very happy. Goodness gracious.
So we could go into chapter 309 right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Deku just takes Muscular or Jailbreakers and just takes them back to the police station.
Oh yeah, the person that he hit one time and it was done. Yeah, bro.
Be like, I didn't even say thank you.
And then he struck him up and put him on his back like a sack of potatoes. Like, all right, back to jail.
I love that. He just wrapped him up in Black Whip and just took off and took him straight to jail.
I love that.
And then just went back to work, bro.
That was so Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
that actually reminded me of like Arkham Knight stuff too. Like you literally driving the criminal back to the Gotham police station. They have their own prison and lockup, and then Batman goes back out again to go after the next villain and stuff like that.
Man,
brilliant! This is.
But it's so good.
We grew up on this.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people are missing. It's like I love that this is written in the style of an American comic with all of the manga and Japanese influence, which makes it such an interesting and compelling story to me. I love that. He's like, Horikoshi is like, no, I want to write my own version of an American comic, and this is what he's doing, and it's so good. It's so good.
Like, it's also great that because of Deku's action of taking down Muscular, the people within the gym that say like, all right, let's hear you out. Like,
that's exactly what we said would happen.
Gave him a chance to like hear these heroes out. Of like maybe we can like join you, get some supplies, get some like protection or anything like that.
That's what we saw. It's like we don't want anybody else getting hurt. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, all right, actually, you're probably right. We shouldn't be out here just doing our own thing like a bunch of dummies. But when Shindo saw Midoriya, just like for that brief glimpse, he was like, oh, that's not even the same person.
Is this the same crap? That's exactly right.
Like, no. It's because he's not. It's not the same person you do. Man.
He grew up. And then the whole entire panels of Deku jumping from building to building and then meeting up with All Might again with his car.
That was dope. Was dope. That was dope that he was with All Might. That was amazing.
I mean, it makes sense. I was like, I love this. I'm like, so now so what made me happy is that Deku just wasn't out here unsupported because it would have been irresponsible and absolutely wrong for them to just let him be out here by himself.
Right.
So I'm so glad that he has his support from All Might. Like that, I'm like, yeah, that makes so much sense.
Does that make
and plus not to no, Sam, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, does that make All Might Alfred for Deku now?
I'll take it.
Alfred.
I was thinking like
I'll
Jarvis.
take it.
I was thinking like Jarvis / Alfred. That's what I was thinking when I first read it. But I love how, not to jump into more of the middle conversation of when All Might to Deku, and when Deku told his mom like, "Hey, I'm not going back to UA because I'm gonna do my own thing." I love how All Might said like, "Yo, boy, you can't leave. Wait, you want to leave? All right, cool. I'm gonna join you, and I don't give a f what you say." And I love how he like put himself out there like, "I'm gonna join you and help you out in this adventure because you can't do this on your own."
To keep his promise.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
well, for
Correct,
one,
but
All Might was waiting to like get the whole lecture and lashing from Deku's mom, but it was Deku who calmed her down. That's saying like,
Yeah,
I need
he
to
did.
go out there.
Well, think about it, because she thought it was All Might like it was, All Might basically continue to influence him to make these decisions. But I feel like she's now learned that Deku is making his own decisions. This is like, and he's doing this because he has to do it, and he wants to do it. And she
I literally just wrote that to Cameron in chat. I'm like Deku has told her that these are all of his choices. Yes, he wants to be like All Might, but these are his choices. He wants to be a hero. And much like we got that flashback to when he was a kid and she said, "Thank you for saving me."
That was adorable.
That's what he wants to do. He's always wanted to be a hero that saves people. And All Might is just who he looks up to. These are his choices to put his body on the line to save people. And she respects that.
And I love that, because that's important. Like parents have to support their kids in their dreams of what they want to do. And with him now having his mom's blessing and support, I mean, in general, like parents need to support their children in what they dream and what they want to do. So it's like, she knows that this is something that he wants to do and that he's capable of doing. And she knows it's dangerous, but this is what he wants to do, and he can do it. And the fact that she supports him, I feel like gave him all the more reason to go out there and keep doing the damn thing, which I love that. I was like, yep, yes, please.
And like even Deku knew the danger. Like if I were to stay in UA secluded, where like they tried to do protection and quarantine, Shigaraki already could know where they are. They could sense them, and he would be the biggest target, and everybody else would be in danger. I don't want anybody else to get hurt anymore.
Question: when they were having a conversation as well, they mentioned one fault and they mentioned the quirk. Did they tell his mom that he has the quirk from him?
Yeah, I think that panel
was implied, right?
Is that okay, kid? Like, can I tell her the truth?
Right.
Yeah, that was implied to me as well. That All Might.
Because
me too.
Because at this point in time, he already told Hawks, he already told Best Genius. And I think at this point, it's
all of 1A.
Basically, I'm like, if you didn't tell your mom, it's like, boy, come on now.
Because I.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because that's also like I had that understanding, but that's why I was asking you guys if you had understanding. So it's like for me not to misunderstood. Like, okay, so you did tell your mom, but the only people that we don't know that. So he told all class 1A, Best Genius, Endeavor. Obviously, no, because he understood because he heard everything. So that's all the people that knows about the quirk that passed down from All Might, right?
Right. And so I feel like he had to, because I'm sure she just didn't understand how he, all of a sudden,
like go from quirkless to now,
and he kept getting hurt, and like, and I'm sure she really
and
wanted
getting
to understand
more quirks.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm sure she wanted to understand.
Wait. Like, bitch, you got Black Whip, you got Flow.
Although I'm sure she probably didn't. She probably doesn't know about the extra quirks.
No,
I'm sure she just knows that he like, yeah, you have a quirk and you keep getting hurt. WTF? I know this ain't for me or your dad.
But like,
how's it affecting you?
Because and then All Might actually admits saying like, just because Deku is quirkless, he's able to control all of this, and he's actually the best. He's the best out of all of us. And like, it makes him like. It makes her regret, like, I'm sorry that you didn't have a quirk too. Like, I'm thankful that I'm quirkless because I'm able to use this power for good. Like, be the best one for all user.
I mean, I don't know. So I just, man, I love this.
I was gonna say, what got me emotional is that when Deku wrapped his hand around his mom, and his mom really appreciate that. Like, his mom was about to break down, and her mom in her mind was questioning, like, she felt so lost, but getting comforter from her son saying that everything will be all right and I'll come back to you, she felt that type of reassurance, knowing, okay, my son is going to go into danger, but within that danger, he will come back to me. So she felt that big reassurance from her son, and I think that was very impactful and very human nature from parent to son.
not even that though. I feel like it's just that this was her, like, she wasn't able to give her son what he dreamed of.
Yeah.
And now for it to finally be able to be realized, like, that would mean the world to her. I mean, it's just like it also is like, no, you really finally got what you wanted, and I can't believe it. And like it's just like I'm sure she understands, like, there's days where it's like, this is something you've always wanted, and now you could finally be that. Like, what a big, come on, bro. Like, that's amazing, and I love every bit of it. But then it was also like the realization of All Might getting hit with that emotion and realizing, no, I have to keep that promise. And so he made that decision immediately. I'm going with you.
No matter what you say, like, I'm going.
No matter what, I'm going. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he already promised, even if it cost him his life, he was going to help Deku.
And because also that he feels that burden from when he went down on his knees, telling her back a year ago, like, hey, I fucked up, I'm sorry. I will make sure your son is okay. And now knowing that he's in the hospital again. And when we got Dr. Mario telling him, like, hey, your whole body is F up and everything, like, we know what's going on.
Well, I mean, it was supposed to be F'd up, like, same thing before a couple months ago when you first used 5%, when your entire body was supposed to explode.
We were waiting for Dr. Mario. We had been saying that. We saw Toad, we saw Yoshi, we were waiting for Dr. Mario.
Yeah, Dr. Mario. And also, I don't know if we mentioned, but we got the confirmation in the beginning of the chapter saying that the bands are from America before they close.
The mid gauntlets. Yeah,
the gauntlets.
He has two now. He has two.
Yeah, he has two now. And that's just confirmation for those fucking people to say the movies are not canon. Like,
no, the movie was canon. It's just
we were 1000% right. I mean, we called this when we first saw them. We were like, those are the support items. Like, we knew that. Like, I was like, there's no reason why they wouldn't be. Like,
and even if the movies weren't canon, that doesn't mean that the support items can't exist.
Well, I mean, even if they weren't canon, guess what? They still take place in the same universe, so those things still can absolutely apply in the actual story. What is wrong with
exactly y'all? When All Might was younger and he was in America, he still had the same partner.
The only thing that they
the same scientist that created the bands. Like,
they don't have the only thing that they didn't do is just name drop David Shields or just Shields. Like, you don't need the name drop. Just imply it. Yeah, we know who it is.
From America, from the same
because
people.
Think about it. For the people who didn't watch the movies, they'd be like, "Who's this character we've never heard of before?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
right?
I guess
not necessary.
Go watch the film.
It's a nice homage for the people who did watch the films. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have seen the films to understand what's happening here, and I feel like that's the better way to write this. Like, it makes I prefer it this way, and I'm just glad that they explained it. I'm like, it's a support item from America that we've seen before. So, like, for you movie watchers, you know what this is. I think that's lit. But we did get the confirmation that Deku's body has grown and adapted to this ability more, which is amazing.
Yes.
Now having 45% usage of 45%, he can do all of that stuff that he just did, bro.
And plus, also, my dude got scars. Like, he reminded me of the body wise. It's like Deadpool. You know how Deadpool like have so many scars? It's like when Deku literally did this to himself, like, oh shit, 45%.
I'm not gonna say that he looks like. I'm not gonna say he looks like a mutated testicle, but he's got some scars. Yes, I'm thinking more. I'm thinking more Oliver Queen, but okay.
I see that. Yeah, because Oliver Queen has more scars than Batman, so I do see that. Yeah, that's a better reference because Deadpool's
I don't know about that one, but
I'm not gonna say that either.
I don't know about that one, but I do love seeing the scars all the time because that is another visual reference to his progress, everything that he's been through, and it's a visual reminder for him of everything that he's been through and what he needs to do going forward. Like, I love seeing that. I love that they don't shy away from the fact that he gets really injured and he keeps pushing through it.
And he's not your perfect shonen who gets the power up and his body perfectly can contain all the power that it has, and it's great. And it doesn't show any physical growth that this character's had. So I mean, we're showing that this character he's taken some L's. He's done damage to his body, but he's grown and he's adapted to what he has and gotten better. You know what I'm saying? I love seeing that because like James said, it shows that progression, and it's gonna stay with him physically as a character, which I love that. That's so cool to see.
And like we see the purpose of why Deku needs to go place to place, getting less sleep, using danger sense to get the jailbreakers. It's because to help even the odds, since the enemy's rising, and the more we capture them, the odds of victories will be in our favor.
Oh, I mean, listen, we all know that Horikoshi does this really well. Whatever they're doing here on the hero side, the villain side is doing something probably 2 times as bad.
Exactly.
Because that's how this works. You know
and
what I'm saying?
also, Best Genius and Hawks are fighting their own battle as well, and having a whole communication relationship in the beginning of the chapter with All Might asking, "Hey, how's the kid doing?" and everything. But also, it's with Best Genius is telling him that for him to get used to the quirks and also to get ready for the big rematch.
He's got to do the work. Yeah.
So I love how they mentioned that this technically what he's doing is technically practice with his own quirks and get used to it, so he's ready for the real big rematch. So technically, this is his training arc where he just fights other people and gets used to these quirks, so he gets ready for the big rematch against Shigaraki / All for One.
Well, this will be interesting. So I'm like, well, they make perfect sense. It's like Deku knows I'll be a target if I stay a UA, so I should be out here doing the work anyway. But then they also understand, and I love that they just, I'm like, yeah, this all makes sense. And we were gonna hope that this would be the outcome anyway. Well, yeah, if you're out here doing the work, using these quirks, getting used to them, it'll make you that much better later on, because now you'll have the experience, and he wouldn't have just got this mysterious power up and know how to use all his stuff in the final fight because he was out here doing it the entire time. And people are like, well, that doesn't make sense. No, it's not an ass pull. We've seen him doing the work. He's been doing it.
We actually see the usual of, like, Deku All Might tells Deku, don't go overboard before your big rematch. We have a feeling,
which is good.
We have a feeling that Deku might do 1 or 2 go overboard before he fights Shigaraki, because that's usually like
I don't
how
know.
comic books is.
Like I said, I feel like the fact that he did not go all out during Muscular shows the fact that he has more control. Like I talked about the last time we talked about this. He now understands how to use his power more in a refined way, so he can do more damage without using too much of his, hurting himself.
So I'll be the first to say, right? Like the first time we even saw Deku wanting to go out on his own, I didn't really care for the idea of Muscular being the first one that we see him fight with his new abilities and everything. Because I was like, we've already seen that. I want to see a bigger villain than Muscular go against Deku, right? But we already know everything that Muscular can do. Exactly. And watching Deku break through all of his muscle fibers straight to the body in one punch tells you everything that you need to know, right? Yeah. And then even switching to Ray's point, like the League of Villains is probably doubling down on everything that they're doing already. So where is Shigaraki at this point? What new abilities has he mastered at this point where Deku is at the exact same time? So that's what I'm really interested in seeing.
Same. Like I'm ready. I'm ready for him to turn the page and be like, all right, you've now seen what Deku can do and what he's doing in his progress. What's the League of Villains doing and where are they at now? And I can't wait. And I love that he's made me excited to want to see both sides of this. Yeah. Like I want to see both sides real bad. Like I want to see how far they're coming on both sides, because I want to see the build up to that confrontation, which is potentially the final one. And I've seen a lot of, I just started looking at chat. There's a lot of questions in chat that we're going to get to here a little bit. But yeah, I'm looking to see what that final confrontation is going to look like when we're going to get there. But there's one thing we got to talk about before we get there.
I wanted to ask, do you think...
for me, I was going to say, I was going to get my last thoughts because I have to go because I'm going to start driving again. Okay, but Dad, this was a great chapter. Stop calling me Dad. I'm not Dad yet.
Yeah, all right, Dad.
They've been calling me Dad because of the way I look. Like,
I mean, you were at the window, you opened up the back.
Right. But anyway, this was a great chapter. I'll give my thoughts more on the comment section and everything. But talk about it, guys. I'll talk to you guys later, and we'll see what we do about Black Cover, guys, because it's still to be determined.
That's right. All right, Poppy. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Goodness gracious, that kid.
I was gonna ask, like, do you think Blue Genius holding his phone a little extra?
I mean, I feel like I love that Blue Genius is like our comic relief, but like in like the cheesy, cool way. Like I love it, and then Hawks in the background is like, God, why are you like this?
But then again,
what a neat way to hold your phone.
But then again, Hawks did the same thing in a way, because when he was calling All Might, he says, I'm on my way, and Deku's like, oh, from the Silver Age TV.
That was his ringtone. That's what I got. Yeah, exactly. That was his ringtone, and I'm like, yeah, bro, that was hilarious. So I guess the one thing I really want to talk about, and this could be so what do y'all think about the Gran Torino passing off of his cloak? Because I've seen a lot of people, Roger included, I'm calling you out by name, who are disappointed that Gran Torino is still alive as far as we've seen.
Like,
I mean,
we
we've
were
already
all,
talked about this.
Yeah, sorry, go for it, Quick James. You go 1st.
We've already talked about this before. If Gran Torino was going to die, it would have been on the battlefield when Shigaraki hit him, and we would have known that he died on the spot, right? What if he didn't die at that point? What would be the point of killing him later on?
Exactly.
We don't need that, right? Gran Torino is now effectively retired, and he's handed over a piece of his mantle to his student. That's it. What else do we need in my personal opinion, right? He's effectively retired, and he is given Deku a memento, essentially, of everything that they've been through together with their training, and now Deku will go forward and be the hero that he's supposed to be. Why does Gran Torino have to die?
So
right?
I guess, and that is also my question, but I want to add to that. What do you think that Deku gains as a character with Gran Torino dying? Are you wanting Gran Torino to die for your sake as the reader? Because I feel like that's, in my personal opinion, real whack and a waste of time in writing. Honestly, just to appease your feelings as the reader. I'm sorry.
Real quick, and I'll let you go, Sam, right? But don't you think that as a hero, being a hero means that you want to save and protect people? All of the people that lost their lives in all of these different cities, all of these people that were severely injured, don't you think that those losses are motivation enough for Deku to do what he needs to do? Why does his mentors need to die for Deku to see the point in fighting harder to save the innocent? That's what heroes do anyway.
I mean, and not only that, these heroes, the ones that are true heroes, know the risk in being a hero.
Yes.
There's absolutely a chance that you're going to die in doing this. And that's the point. Like, I feel like, what do you want Deku to break down and like not want to be a hero because Gran Torino or All Might dies? No. Are you wanting that, that cliche like rage moment when he sees his mentor die? Is that what you're wanting? I'm sorry to tell you, I don't
like probably what they want.
I don't think you're gonna get that here, and I, for one, am okay with that. Like, I feel like it will be sad when All Might inevitably dies. He'll die at some point. It'll be very, very sad. And I feel like him being out with Deku now, like, gives him much more space for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm curious to see how Deku reacts when it does happen. But I feel like it's also to the point that Deku will understand that he's out there and he knows the risk. And so when All Might dies, it will be because he was doing what heroes do. Yes. And so I'm like, I personally don't understand that. Like, yes, there's so many people that have died. Like, are you mad that enough significant people didn't die? Are you like this with your own family? Are you waiting for your grandparents to die? Are you waiting for your friends' parents to die so they become a better person? What? I don't understand these people's fascination with death. I don't understand.
They're just so used to the trope, dude. Yeah. It's been done
because I legitimately don't care who dies. I don't care who dies. I care what the story does with the characters while they're there. Yeah. When you kill off a character, they're gone. That development doesn't last more than a chapter. How think about it. Yes, Batman remembers the Robin that was killed, but is it brought up every 15 chapters? No.
Right.
He uses that inspiration to want to be better and not make the same mistake. Right. But that's different because that was what he saw as a mistake. So that Robin didn't sacrifice themselves to save Batman. They were murdered. It's different. Yeah. So,
but Sam, what are your thoughts on this?
I was gonna say, like, we talked about this a lot. Gran Torino did not needed to die at all. All he needed to do was just effectively retire because he was like one of the oldest heroes that still exists and still doing his job. He was doing co-op missions to figure out where the base of the League of Villains were. This is a real hero who did not quit his job, even though his other student, which was forgot her name, the predecessor of All Might, he was training her, and then to train All Might, and then to train Deku. He actually trained the 3 generations of One for All Quark. And it's like, he doesn't really need to die. Literally, basically, the One for All Quarks had to die back to back in order for them to literally pass on to the Quark. What kind of character development that was actually made? All Might's character was not made because his mentor died. He had to train. He had to know he had to continue living. He knew he had to fight All for One himself one-on-one.
I mean, Nana sacrificed herself to prevent him from being killed by All For One at the time.
Exactly.
Right.
And it all like but that death, it impacted All Might. He was screaming. And it caused a whole different kind of domino effect, but it didn't really help shape to the kind of All Might he is to the present for the new generation.
I mean, to a point, it did, but it didn't define his character. Exactly. What I think people wanted to do. They wanted to define the character, and it doesn't have to.
No.
Right.
It didn't.
I'm not saying that it can't add motivation to a character, but why does someone that's close to the main character have to die for him to get development? They can get development in different ways. And that's what I like about Horikoshi being a different type of writer, is that these characters can get these motivations without the generic trope of their mentors dying or their parents dying. That doesn't have to happen for a hero to simply know what they need to do.
And not only that, everybody handles grief differently.
Yes.
Exactly.
Not everybody's going to respond to a death the exact same way. I don't feel like, why do y'all want people to respond to death the exact same way? Grief is different for every single person. And it does, and sometimes it depends on the person. It can be somebody insignificant that really breaks your spirit. You know, it is. Think about all the people that died in this arc. There are so many people that actually died, and I don't like the term of, oh, well, nobody important died. Okay, if you think about life as it is, everybody is important. Every life is important.
The heroes that sacrificed their lives. So you're gonna tell me that Crust isn't important?
Exactly.
His sacrifice allowed Aizawa to get away so that he can help the rest of the team fight against Shigaraki. If they didn't have Aizawa, they would have lost. They would have lost.
They would have died. Multiple
Crust's sacrifice was huge. You can't tell me that wasn't a significant death.
Miracles. She ain't died, but she basically maimed herself.
Right.
Had Shigaraki gotten to the point where he was more complete, they would have lost.
Why does she have to die? She made a sacrifice. Like you said, she maimed herself for the cause.
Midnight, before she died, she motivated the whole entire classes to like, look, get together. You guys can take down Gigamakia because you guys are the last resort.
Not even that. It made them have to do something that they normally would not have done.
She gave them permission where like...
Well, not even permission. She was like, you have to do something. We can't do nothing. You got to do something. Even if it's against the rules, we have to do something to help save people. And so they did. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know.
And well, even speaking of death, with all Gran Torino saying like, I'm glad that her last words, like, she's still crying even after death, but he felt responsibility where he should have killed Shigaraki, and he tells Deku like, killing can be another way to save someone, like as an act of mercy, which is real sometimes. It's true.
Yeah, and the thing is, Gran Torino is giving him the choice, right?
Yeah.
Gran Torino is just telling Deku that if he has to, it's okay. But either way, you have to settle the score with the League of Villains. Either way you do it, you have to take them down. But I want you to know that if you have to kill them, it's okay. You're not a bad person if you have to do it. It's a last resort.
And I'm perfectly okay with that. It's like, and I feel like people are like, well, that is a reality. Why do you think police officers carry guns? So it's what it should be meant as a last resort.
It's supposed to be a last resort. That's also why they have tasers. It's also why they're trained.
Exactly.
You know, spray,
so but that's what I'm saying. It's like killing is, you know, it's like killing to save is a thing. Like it truly is, and we've seen it in so many different mediums. And so I feel like for them to keep reminding Deku, it's like, yeah, you can't be this perfect, you know, angel child to save people, because sometimes you have to do that hard thing in this line of work, which involves taking a life to save others. Yeah,
not to go off topic, but I mean, that's something that Yuji was dealing with in the beginning of JJK. Like, he doesn't want to kill at all. He wants to give people honorable. He wants people to have honorable deaths. But he realized to a point that sometimes killing people can be a mercy. And sometimes it's just something that you have to do in order to preserve life for other people. It's a lesson that every hero has to learn.
So and that's, I feel like this progression with Deku has been fantastic in that sense.
It has.
So it's like, goodness gracious, like it. I mean, there's because that's and I struggle with that because this is a kid. them telling a kid that, hey, you're probably gonna have to kill somebody, really, really messes with me. There's something in me that's like, that's not right, but it's like for the story, like I guess I understand.
It's realistic.
Exactly. It's like, oh, that really sucks. But he's gonna have to do something.
Yeah, we can't just live in a fantasy world where it's like Deku's a nice person and he'll magically be able to reach Shigaraki and talk him off of the ledge and put him in prison. We don't know that that's going to happen. He may actually have to put Shigaraki down,
right,
in order to stop All for One as well. You know what I mean? Like,
maybe I don't want that to happen, but I mean, there's a possibility it could.
Right.
Is all I'm saying. So.
All right.
Oh no, but let's
get to our list of questions.
Let's get to
chat, guys.
Y'all asked a lot of questions.
I know.
I just want to make sure we got through it before we got there. Where do y'all want to start? I mean, y'all asked a lot.
You guys can, if you guys don't mind, can you repeat some of the questions?
Yeah, let's repeat some of the questions and we'll just grab some.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of y'all saying All Might's gonna die. Okay, and I don't want to sound like heartless when I say this, but
we're okay with that. Like, we're okay if he lives and we're okay if he dies. It doesn't really.
You know why? Because All Might has done more for the world and for Hero Society than any other person that's currently there. All Might dying will be him dying because he's doing what he's always done: help save people.
But like,
and him dying should not have a correlation with what pushes Deku forward.
Because Deku's already doing the damn work.
Exactly. His death should just be that All Might made the ultimate sacrifice to be a hero. Having powers or not having powers, All Might is still a hero who is still going to do the work. And if he sacrifices himself, it will be because he himself did it as a hero. Exactly. It's not a death to push Deku forward. That's my biggest problem.
And we constantly say All Might did not need to die. What the League of Villains actually did, they broke the spirit of the symbol of peace. They destroyed the pillar. They destroyed humanity, society. That's a lot more impactful than having your favorite hero to die and lose all hope and that sort of thing. You took away the hopes of the people, but you still leave the main character, main hero there to experience and see this.
I want to go into. I want to remind folks that when we say that All Might he didn't need to die, we were talking in terms of character development for Deku. I'm not saying that he doesn't need to die overall. I mean, we've never said that. We've never said he doesn't need to die overall. Like, he did not need to die for the sake of Deku becoming a better character, air quotes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All Might probably will die because Horikoshi knows that that's going to break our hearts, and it'll probably break his heart too. Let's be real. So it's like, when it'll happen, I don't know. If will it happen? Probably. And am I okay with that? Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so Pedro asks, would you like to see Deku meeting Toga by saving her from Stain, showing both villains that is a real hero?
I mean, I don't know.
That is a little confusing. I'm like,
yeah, I don't know because
like,
why would Stain go after Toga though?
Exactly, because Toga started doing what she's doing because of Stain.
And like, I'm thinking like, what does Stain gain by capturing the other villains as well in this sort of way?
I mean, you remember how Stain was. Stain had his perverse sense of justice, and maybe he's at this point now where he's killing villains to save people, you know?
Right.
So, who knows?
I mean, like, if he had the chance, would he have killed the prisoner that's inside Tartarus while he was in there?
Probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Like literally what Rorschach did in Watchmen and everything.
Like he probably absolutely would have tried. I don't know, because remember Stain, they only put Stain in jail because he was killing people, and the hero was like, "Hey, yo, that's bad. Don't do that."
And then he was killing fake heroes. Oh no, don't do that.
Exactly.
But with Toga though, it's like, where's the line in her for Stain? Is it like the same middle line of the gray line of, you're not evil, but you're not necessarily
I don't think that matters to her. Like, that doesn't matter. She's looking for her hero, which is Deku.
Right.
Like, I feel like we put too much stock in, these other characters caring about other people. They don't care about like everybody else like we do. They really don't. They care about the people they care about. That's it. I mean, Toga cares about Stain because technically that's the person who motivated her to do what she's doing.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's like one side you see Stain, the other side you see Deku. It's gonna be very hard.
That'll be a really interesting conversation if they were all in the same place at the same time. And Sam died.
I'll be right back.
Okay. But no, so I was looking at Diego's question. So regarding Hero's death, you guys
I was just looking at that.
It's too late now to have
but just because I died does not mean it's character development.
No, it's character development for me and James. we will push on without you. Oh my god! But no, is it too late to have some kind of memorial or something for the dead heroes? Feels weird that it's barely mentioned in the aftermath. You know what, Diego? The reason why I feel like that is, too often we see in media that there's this time of peace afterwards where people can like have time to grieve. Horikoshi is showing you there is no time to grieve here,
right?
Because the villains ain't gonna stop because some heroes died.
Right.
That puts everybody at risk if they stop to have a funeral for those folks. Not that I'm sure they don't want to. It's just that they know they don't have time to, is the way I see it. If they were all to stop and be like, yeah, let's all get together at this one place to have a funeral for people we forgot, the villains would be like, oh, hell yeah, easy way to murder all of them.
Exactly.
Like, so I in other media, you've seen that before, and that's why y'all want it so bad. It's like, yeah, well, we have to remember our fallen friends. Yeah, we do, but we can also internalize that and then grieve when we have the time to, but right now we don't have the time to.
Exactly. There is a time for mourning, and unfortunately, it's just not right now. There's way too many villains out on the streets. You've had pro heroes retire. Students have had to step up into the hero role. There's no time for that. Once they've saved the day, that's when I hope we'll get to see them visiting like a graveyard and paying their respects to the fallen. But this is war times. In war, there's not time to bury your comrades while you're on the battlefield.
Right.
It's unfortunate, it's messed up, but there's no time for that. You deal with all of that stuff after the battle has been won, and you deal with those demons later.
Exactly. So I'm like, I understand what y'all mean, but it's like, yeah, they just don't have time. And to me, it would make no sense for them to just stop and be like, yep, wait, hold up. Everybody stop. we gotta think about our dead friends. I mean, yeah, that'd be nice, but no. And then let's see. Jordan says, I'm pretty sure Torino died at the end of this one, and I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay. Like if Torino was like, that was my last breath, here's the Cape Kid, bye. I'm okay with that. I'll be very honest. Like I never cared about Gran Torino enough that when he was gonna die, I was gonna cry. No. Is that what y'all want? Like, do y'all want to see people crying over this dying dead old man? Like, I don't get it, bro. He was already old. He lived a full life.
Exactly.
Congratulations, right? Torino. You get to rest now, bro.
Like, he lived a full life. He came out of retirement to help Deku. He came out of retirement to help everyone go after Shigaraki because he felt this sense of responsibility to help them. But it's like he's done his duty, right? Like we've already talked about. He's trained All Might. He's trained Deku. Like if he passes, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
You know what I mean?
I don't need some super dramatic everybody sitting there holding his hand as he dies. I don't need that.
Yeah.
No.
Again and again, Gran Torino's death does not magically give Deku more motivation. Like the mission is still the same.
Oh my goodness gracious! Do you guys think that Hawks will get his wings back? He'll get some form of his wings back.
He'll grow it back. Like he says.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's just gonna take a really long time.
Let me roll back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm looking because he's wearing a coat.
They make sure not to show you anything there on purpose. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he'll get some form of his ability back, even if it's just like the night blades. You know what I'm saying? That he has. So who knows? I mean, if not, Hawk's still gonna do his job too. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like he might get a jetpack or something. I don't know if they'll do the full Archangel thing. And do I want to see that? I don't know.
It's like I would be okay with it. Like I wouldn't hate it or anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm hoping he can grow his wings back because after the fight, between him, Endeavor, and that Nomu, they were already starting to grow back. He says something about them growing back, so I'm thinking it's just going to take a while, but they will eventually, I think.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they might not be as strong as they were, but like like Deku, he'll have some scars.
Yeah.
So, let's see. What was some other questions that we missed? When do you guys think? Cameron asked, when do you guys think Bakugo and Deku will talk? Good question. Because I feel like we're not going to see that for a while, to be honest. Because I feel like we're gonna hit that the shift to the villains before we get that talk, and then it'll be sometime after that. Personally, so I think it's going to be a minute, a hot minute. So because I feel like what Horikoshi will do, he'll be like, all right, we've seen Deku stuff. Now let's see what the UA kids are doing, and now let's see what the villains are doing, and then at some point after that, we'll see that.
If me personally, I would like to see Bakugo and Deku have a really, really good moment right before Deku has to face Shigaraki.
Yeah, I would like that too.
That's when I want that to take place.
So you know what I want that to be? I want that to be when they're fighting Shigaraki with him.
Yes.
Because they know that they ain't gonna let him go into that fight by himself, especially Bakugo.
Right,
Ain't no way. Bakugo gonna be like, yeah, go fight him by yourself. Hell no. Bakugo's be like, I'm gonna be right here with you, nerd, all the way through.
And there's no way you're gonna show me up. I'm gonna be the number one.
Exactly. So like, I need that. Like, I want that because these boys are a team now, and I need that. Like, you know, it is now a very friendly rivalry that is based in cooperation. You know. And I need that. Like, I need their like that. Can you imagine the combos they can do now? Oh,
bro.
Oh man,
I can see it now. Like, I can see it now. Like
Marvel vs. Capcom 3 Ultimate Team Up Super Attack. He's gonna get bopped. It's gonna be amazing. Can't wait. Oh.
I would love to see like Deku like use Black Whip to like throw Bakugo so that he can turn into that like the spinning
Howitzer?
explosion. Yes, that would be sick, bro. I would lose it.
Oh my, like Ultra Howitzer. That's gonna look so good. Something like that would be sick, dude. I would love that.
Pedro asked, do you guys think that they will stick with Deku or to the villains next chapter?
I don't know about next chapter, but I know that's gonna have to happen soon. Yeah, we're gonna need to know like what's their plan, like what's the twice as worse right now while the heroes are handling the jailbreakers and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I feel like Horikoshi constantly switches it up, right? Like he'll give us a moment like this, and sometimes he'll switch, and then sometimes he'll keep going. Like I feel like with this last panel, this would be the perfect place to switch to other characters, but who knows, right?
Yeah, who knows? I don't know, but like, and whenever he does, I'll be excited for it. I won't be sad, or it'll be like something important's about to be said, and then he'll switch, and I'm like, God dang it, Horikoshi, you got me again, you know?
Yeah, like since Endeavor is with everyone else, like I would love to switch to Shoto. I would love to see what he's doing with his mom and Natsu and everyone else. Like I want to see what he's doing. Like what is Bakugo doing right now? Like I don't know. There's so many things I want to see right now.
So, I saw you commented on Twitter. I was like, somebody asked what support items we think the rest of the suits get. I need Shoto to get a half cold, half hot, like Endeavor suit. My God.
Yes.
I need it. I need it so bad. Because I'm tired of my boy running around in his PE clothes. Give my boy a suit. Give Shoto a suit. Make him look badass. Because I'm like, think about it. If he had an Endeavor suit that was half red, half blue, bro, I want it. I want it so bad. So bad. Let's see, what else did we miss? I'm sorry, we missed a lot, y'all, because we were talking. I wanted to get to all of them, but I knew it would be like, Denzel asked, how do you guys feel about the final showdown? Do you think it's the final, or will there be more like a failed plan, and that's where All Might dies and we get a time skip?
I don't know. I think I want it to be the final. Like I want them to take their time, show us the perspective from all of these different characters. I want Deku to have more hero moments, but whenever he sees Shigaraki again,
it's got to be the last one.
Want that to be the final battle, bro. That's what I want.
I'll be perfectly honest. Like I would be very okay with the series like ending.
Yes.
After that. Yeah. Because you know what? Like what else do we want to see afterwards? You know, like I don't know. Like maybe hopefully we get some spin-offs. That'd be lit. But like I'm okay with this being over after Deku and Shigaraki meet for the last time. And they finally solve all for one and one for all, and they give us kind of some clarity on what happens with the Quirk singularity and what happens to Quirks in general afterwards. Right. And Hero Society, like I'm okay with it ending. Yeah. Will it end up being kind of like Nana and All Might the first time? No. Horikoshi doesn't do stuff like that. We've already seen that. Who gonna do that again? I don't think. It'll be something probably way more dramatic. I'll be very honest with you. Like, UA getting blown to smithereens. Like something like that could be a potential like time skip change. I don't know, but like I don't know. I also kind of feel like he's done with like significant time skips. Because Deku's already come along. Like, what do we want to? Do you just want to see Deku like aged up? Like, I don't think that matters. Because
I mean, we don't need a My Hero.
I want those other two quirks before I want a time skip.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So in my eyes, I would love a time skip in the final chapter, right? Where it's like we get the epilogue, it's the wrap up, and then we get a final time skip to where Deku is effectively the greatest hero. And then it ends with a new age of like students going to UA, a new age of heroes, the society itself, all of that stuff. That's personally where I would like it to end. Anyway, like that's one option anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I just you know me. I'm like, if a story can like fully wrap itself up and tell its story, I'm perfectly fine with that. I love this story, but we still got other stories out there that are slapping.
Right.
So like, and then it gives Horikoshi space to go do something else. Yeah. And this man's mind is buried, and I want more. I want more from Horikoshi. I don't always just want the one. Like I'm just that guy. Like if somebody's working on something, I'm like, yeah, it's great. If they want to work on something else and have something else, let them.
Yeah.
Because that gives them space to do, like take the ideas that they didn't get to use from this one and use it in something else, and it could be better.
Exactly.
You know, I don't know, or it could be something that other people like, and I might not like, and that's fine. You know, I just like new and inventive stories. Like that's all I'm about.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Isayama's next project. But Sam, how do you feel about this? Like,
I mean, like I feel like at this point it's actually wrapping up so well. I don't really need a time skip and have another story to go continue sequel because I don't need a Shippuden. I don't need a Boruto. I can honestly.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a Shippuden, but no, we don't need a Boruto.
But like. To continue seeing Deku's growth from child to teenager to hero, we already seen it. He's already a hero right now. We don't need to see him grow up even more. He's already a huge and big significant hero, and like this is just we're getting closer and closer and closer for him to be discovered to be the greatest hero of all time. I think we're okay with that, and with what Ray just said, we could just have side stories. Let us explore the other countries. Let us explore the other worlds. I'm okay with My Hero.
The other classes in Japan.
My Hero Academia.
Mean, you know, I to be honest, I don't want like a future thing. I just want kind of a prequel with some of the other characters that we ever have. Like an All Might prequel would still be absolute gas, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Absolute gas. Like the entire All Might. Like I mean, even if it's just like a One for All prequel where we just literally get the full story of One for All would be sick.
Yeah,
I would love that, but you know, there's a lot of different things you can do. But I don't know, man. Like I just if it does end here, I think I'm okay with it. To be honest with you, I really do.
I want to get to this question, and then I think we should head out. I want to be respectful of Ray's time. But Jordan wants to know, do you think Dobby will fully turn on the League of Villains? Because we all know that he only cares about destroying his family, and he's just using the League.
Well, I'm glad you brought up this question.
I'd say he's more. I'd say he's more into destroying Endeavor more than his own entire family. Like, even though the family is like a part of the attached for Endeavor, and he's willing to kill the family to hurt Endeavor even more. But I don't know if Dobby would really turn on the League of Villains, since he'll just try to do even more to torture Endeavor. Well, what he believes would do even more torture to him, but he would never believe that the whole entire Shoto Todoroki family are all working together to try to save Dobby, though.
So, hear me out. Dobby wants to get rid of Endeavor, you know? The family is the family. But something potentially happens that puts his mom in danger, and he's like, you know what? F y'all. And he turns on who's ever like targeting them, and he's like, I'm gonna deal with Endeavor later, but don't touch her. And like, you know, I know we talked about this before, Chase, where he's too far gone. I don't know. I would love to see that moment. But he's like, I do have one thing that I care about technically still, even though it's just a little tiny bit, it's her. Even though like she didn't directly hurt me, like, you know, physically, and she was still kind of shitty. That's my mom. You know, so I'm hoping that that's a moment we get, or, you know, even if she's just there when they all have to fight him. I'm like, I gotta see that moment still. Like him and having that conversation with his mom, like, you know, I got to see how that plays out. That Horikoshi's like really written the Todoroki family to a point where like I got to see the resolution to that entire thing. I got to see it.
Facts.
I want to see it. So I really do hope that he turns on them if it basically is what keeps us from getting that resolution. You know?
Yeah, because at this point where Dobby is right now, I think he'll continue to use the League and their resources so that he can continue to go after Endeavor. But much like what Ray said, like, I think if it comes down to his mom being injured, oh yeah, that's the flip.
I hope
that's
so.
the flip right there.
I really hope so, because it's like he's got to care about something. It's got to be something
We've
in
talked
there.
about this before, but I still think that to some degree he still deeply loves his family.
I mean, and like, I mean, to a point, yeah, I will give grace to that you are right in that if it is his mom, because his mom's his family.
Yeah.
You know, like, absolutely. So I do agree with that. But man, that would be a lot of freaking fun to see. Golly, this story. I mean, this story is not perfect. Don't get me wrong, but I'd be a hell of a lot if I told you I wasn't having a damn good time. I think that it's great. This is fantastic. I love all this pacing.
What if they were to pull the Totoro ending for Dabi and the mom and stuff?
No.
Yeah, like, I'm not.
No.
Like, that's
I don't know. James, have you finished Totoro?
No. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't want, and I really don't want to spoil it for everybody in chat because y'all need to go watch Totoro as well.
Yeah.
But man, no, I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want that.
I don't want that either.
Yeah.
No.
I'm hoping he doesn't lead to that direction. Is what I'm.
Yeah, me either. I'm like, yeah, nope. Remember what? Oh, so this, Jordan, one more thing. Remember when Hawks killed twice? Dabi was smiling, faking like he was sad. The leagues just pawned it up. Exactly.
That's it. Yeah,
like he basically told us that he's like, I'm just using y'all to get what I need. Like we talked about this. Dabi is the chaos element. He could flip at the drop of a hat and do something that neither side expects. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to see what that is. Like, Dabi is still he's still out there in that wild card for a reason. Horikoshi's I feel like Horikoshi's is using Dabi more as a MacGuffin than Eren. Like he can do whatever he wants with Dabi, and we'll be like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah.
So like, all right, what's he gonna do now? And we'll find out. But no, I'm having a really good time, and I hope that y'all are too, and that's why y'all are watching. Be sure to tune into the podcasts because I have some more theories that I want to bring to the guys to talk about that we don't have time to talk about right now. But oh man, there's some Horikoshi, you done did it again, bro.
Yeah, man.
It hasn't tripped up once in the new chapter.
The dude's a great writer, and I love when people subvert expectations. Like, again, not going to go into a huge tangent, but after the latest episode of Invincible, people were on Twitter bitching, oh, Mark is getting beat up too much. He just got his powers. What do you want? Bro. He's never been in a fight before he got his powers. What do you want from him? Yes. So it's like these characters are in the same boat. I want him to be the perfect
hero.
Oh, I want him to live up his hero name, Invincible. Like,
it's like the same thing with Deku. Deku is going through actual development. He was quirkless, and then he was handed potentially the greatest quirk that exists, right?
Period.
Like, his body has to adapt. You have to be patient and wait for him to grow. You can't just expect him to just master it in 2 weeks. Like, what do you want?
They also told you that had he had a quirk, this quirk would have literally killed him. So
yeah, that too, right?
So much content, so much information was already there. You just it flows over your head and you miss it. It's just.
I mean, y'all see what y'all want to see, and you know what? To a point, that's okay because I don't care. So,
I mean, that's like, that sounds like a whole magician thing. Like, you see an illusion, but I want you to see what you want to see.
Horikoshi is really good at misdirection. So, yeah.
He really is.
All right, well, Sam, take us out of here.
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy our talk of our discussion for chapter 308 and 309 of My Hero Academia's. Remember to like that video because we support your likes and helps us in the algorithm. Comment down below your thoughts about the chapter and subscribe to the YouTube channel because we need 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We still have 7 months. I think we can do it. I still think we can do it. And also join our membership. We have memberships now. We have 2 slots. What in the goddamn hell and pancakes and cheese. The only way Vash will be happy is without having pancakes and cheese merch. So yeah, join the membership, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy our comedy, our show, and our discussion from My Hero Academia. See you on Thursday for the podcast.
All right, take it easy.